Wow, what a gorgeous morning. Welcome back to GP Outdoors. Got about 4 or 5 inches of fresh snow overnight. It's beautiful in the forest and it's about 1 degree outside Celsius, so it's pretty warm. We got to take a look and fix up our snowblower today. Hope you'll stick around. So if you have a B series Kubota tractor, you probably have a front mount snowblower similar to mine. Mine's a B2782B, but there's several other models in that series. There's a B2781, there's an 83, an 84. I think there's a B2585. They're all generally the same type of snowblower. These models all have a subframe that bolts to the frame of the tractor and a tongue that follows through right to the snowblower. This subframe mount supports the snowblower, but you can also get a couple of optional pieces of equipment that also use the same subframe. You can get a front snow blade, and I believe you can also get a big snow broom. The blower itself has 2 separate augers, one on the right, one on the left-hand side of this gearbox. But did you know that there's a right way and a wrong way of positioning these augers? Now, in all fairness, for full disclosure, my good friend Guy down the road actually told me about 2 years ago there was a right way and a wrong way, but I didn't believe him. I checked the manual, there was nothing in the manual about positioning the augers one way or the other. If you'd watched the last snowblower video I did about a week ago, there was something a little bit odd that day. It was right after I changed out the shear bolt on the left auger that morning. I'm going to play this clip for you so you can see it in action. And if you take a close look at the augers and the way the snow is being funneled into the fan, as well as listen to the sound that you hear coming out of the snowblower, those were 2 of the 3 things that told me there was something wrong, or at least something different. So hopefully you noticed from that video clip, you could see that the augers were working on both sides at the same time to bring the snow in towards the fan. And I think that's part of the reason why it wasn't able to process the snow as fast. It's also why I was hearing that sound, and it's also why I could tell there was not as much volume coming out the chute as there would often be with that much snow in front of me. I realized there was something wrong with that front end blower. So you know me, I went back to the manual and I went through it line by line. And nowhere in that manual does it tell you that there's a right or a wrong way to position the augers, except one small little spot. Right on the decals page where they give you copies of the stickers that should be on the equipment, there's a tiny little sticker. And if you look at it really closely, and I had to use a magnifying glass, even with my glasses on, to see it and to read it, it tells you to keep one auger up and one auger down. So I figured if that sticker is in the manual, it's probably stuck on that unit somewhere. So I went back out to the blower and started looking around. And well, sure enough, sticker's right on the unit like it's supposed to be. So when I replaced the shear pin the other day, I wasn't paying attention to the right or the wrong of it. I just flipped the auger, found the hole, put the shear pin in, and went off and cleared the driveway. What I did do though, is I had this positioned like a mirror image of that auger. So if you look in the corner, you'll see that the end of that auger is facing up. And similarly, at the same time, this trailing edge on this auger was also facing up. And what it was doing is it allowed all the snow to get pulled into the fan at the same time. What that little sticker tells you, and what my neighbor told me 2 years ago, was that when you've got one side up, the other corresponding end should be facing down. And that allows, I think, a more continuous and natural flow of the snow being fed into the fan on a continuous basis. We're going to test it out today. So hopefully you can see behind me. I've tried to recreate the same conditions I had last week when I used the blower with the auger in the wrong position. I've bladed both sides of the driveway into the middle just like I had done last week. A little more snow today, and it's a bit heavier snow, but we'll see how it works. We'll see if it actually does make a difference which way the auger is. proof's in the pudding. Far better. Totally different experience having that auger facing the right way. Constant, consistent flow out of the chute, no oscillating, and no loss of RPM like I had last week a few times. That explains it. Anyways, thanks for sticking around. I hope that's answered the question, or at least been helpful for some folks. If you like the channel, please click subscribe, hit the like button, and if you want to know when I'm posting more videos, just click that little bell. Have a wonderful week with your families. I'm going to head off down the driveway, do a little more. Cheers.